everyone, my name's Dan, and this is my first ASMR video. I've been getting ASMR, head tingles, whatever you want to call it, for years and years, ever since I would come home from rec basketball and find Bob Ross on television. I'd always hope he would use the knife to make those mountains. I find most of my YouTube viewing nowadays is relaxation and ASMR videos to help me fall asleep, or calm down, or relax after a long day. So I thought I would give my own video a shot. What you're seeing on my screen is Hearthstone, which is Blizzard's digital card game. Blizzard makes World of Warcraft and StarCraft, and this game is based off the Warcraft universe. Currently, it's in closed beta, and a lot of people are interested in seeing it, and I thought it would give me something good to talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the deck I'm playing in the One Star Masters, the One Star Masters League. So we'll go look at my deck I'm playing. I'm playing a priest deck, and so what we're playing here is we have a spell called Holy Smite, which costs 1 resource, if you will, to deal 2 damage to a target. Shadow Word Pain, which costs 2 resources, and it destroys a minion with 3 or less attack. And a minion, you can see their attack. If we look at one over here, this person, for example, has 1 attack and 2 health. Frostbeak Owl is a minion, or like a creature that we play that costs 2, and he has the ability that says when he comes into play, he silences another minion. And silence means if they have any text right here in the middle of the card, like these guys do, or maybe they received a bonus from another source, it removes it. It makes it just its base attack and health. Sun Fury Protector over here is a creature that, when he comes into play, he makes all of our other minions have taunt, which means our opponent's creatures have to attack them before they can attack us. This is our Dalaran Mage, who gives our spell power +1. Spell power would be, for example, I played this card Holy Smite. Instead of 2 damage, it would deal 3. Master Spell has the same function as this owl, except it does it to all my opponent's creatures, and I get to draw a card. Chillwind Yeti is just a big creature for a reasonable cost, 4 attack and 5 health. Defender of Argus, he has the same ability sort of as the Sunfury Protector, except he gives health bonuses to the creatures next to him. Gnomish Inventor is simply a 2/4 that lets me draw a card when it comes into play. The Ogre Magi is a bigger creature that gives my spell power +1. Holy Nova costs 5, and it deals 2 damage to all my enemies, and gives 2 health back to me and all my allies, my creatures, and this can be affected by the spell power cards. Azure Drake is also another spell power card, but it lets me draw a card when I play it. Darkscale Healer gives me 2 health to all my creatures and myself when it comes into play. Sunwalker is a 4/5 creature that has taunt, which means my opponent has to attack it first, but it also has Divine Shield, which means the first time it would be dealt damage, that damage is prevented. Mind Control costs 8, but it lets me take over one of my opponent's creatures. I just get to keep it for the rest of the game until I kill it. And finally, we have Malagos, who's a huge dragon that gives my spell power +5. I'm looking to change up a few things in this deck, but we're going to just keep trying it out and see how it goes. basic premise is that each turn you get more resources. You start with 1 resource to spend, and next turn you have 2 resources to spend, and then 3, then 4, capping out at 10 resources to spend every turn after 10 turns. Damage on creatures stays on them, so if I have a creature and I attack one of my opponent's creatures, whatever damage they take stays on them until the creature dies or it's healed away. Now I'm playing a priest. The priest has a built-in ability of using 2 of my resources to heal 2 damage from myself or one of my minions. I accidentally removed this from my deck, so I'll add this other one here. We have a 30 card deck. So we're going to go ahead and be done. We're going to go back, and we're going to go find a ranked game. If you're a 1-star master, we're trying to get to 2-star. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to give it a second for us to find us a match of somewhat of an appropriate skill level. I've been playing the beta for a couple weeks now. It's been a lot of fun. It's lighthearted. I play Magic the Gathering as well. And I did play the World of Warcraft card game before it got cancelled. And this is fun. It's strategic, but it's a little more lighthearted. So we're playing against the Hunter. He has a built-in ability of dealing 2 damage for 2 resources to me, which is good because I can somewhat counteract it with mine. These are my starting cards. If I don't like any of them, we can get rid of them. For now, we'll put them back in our deck. So we don't want mind control just yet because we're not going to, it's not turn 8 for a while. So we'll go ahead and send that one back, get a new card. I see that's much better. So the game will start. Get my first card for the turn. And we want to save this for creatures, so we'll go ahead and just end my turn. Hunter decks seem to play a lot of creatures really early on. So what we really need to do is kind of keep their early game in check. So this guy, Wind Fury, lets him attack twice. They can't attack the first time they come into play, so we're going to go ahead and kill it with our Holy Smite. And end our turn. So here's another beast he played. Whenever another beast dies, he gets bigger. He's also a problem, so we kind of want to keep him in check as well. So we're going to go ahead and use this Shadow Pain to destroy him. Once again, we're just trying to keep the Hunter in check. We don't want his board state to get out of control because our game, our deck, the priest deck, wants to go to a kind of a longer game. So we need to kind of stem the bleeding of decks that try to kill us fast. So he played a secret. This is going to do, we could do a couple different things depending on what we do next. So we'll go ahead and see what happens. We're going to go ahead and play our Gnomish Inventor. It's very possible that that secret is when a creature comes into play, it deals 4 damage to me. So this guy might die right away. So we'll find out. He'll come into play. I'll draw a card. And this didn't trigger, which means it could be a snake trap, which when I attack him it could summon some snakes, or an explosive trap, which could deal 2 damage to everybody around me. So we'll see if we can get that to trigger next turn. We haven't taken any damage yet on turn 4, which makes us pretty happy against a deck like this. So he's going to go ahead and blow up that guy. So he played this guy that says when he comes into play, destroy one of my guys that has 2 or less attack, and that guy had only 2. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play our Azure Drake because it's going to give us another card, keep our handful of cards, gives us more options, and we'll go ahead and pass the turn again. Turn 5, you can do a number of different things. So we just made this guy a lot bigger. which is good for him. We'll see if he decides to attack me or run into my dragon. So he's going to go ahead and run into him, deal 3 damage to it. So this is where this owl that we were talking about comes in handy. So we're going to go ahead and play this owl, targeting that guy, which then will remove the bonus that this guy gave him. And then we'll go ahead and play one of our Cold Wind Yetis and pass the turn. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that popping my neck. It's a bad habit. So right now our hand looks really good. We've got a couple guys that do the healing when they come into play. So he's going to use the card to deal 5 damage to my Yeti. And so far we're okay with everything that just happened. We took a little bit of damage, but everything's under control. So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and play one of our healers. So he's going to heal myself back to 26, and we'll use my healing ability to heal me back to 28. Now, this puts us in a good spot because he'll either have to use both his creatures to kill my 4/5 creature or another card from his hand. And if we can get cards out of his hand, so here goes, he's going to use that too, and we're perfectly okay with that. Things that we can get out of the way is very beneficial to us. So we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and play our Sunwalker that we talked about. His creatures will have to attack it. And we'll heal myself for 2. Now, if he doesn't have a card to destroy him, just straight out of the gate, destroy target creature, he'll have to use one of these guys or his bow here to pop the Divine Shield bubble. So we'll see what he does. Hunters have a card that says destroy a random minion your opponent controls, and if they only have 1, well, it's very effective that way. So we'll see if he has one. If not, he's going to have to run into that guy. So there he goes. We're going to see who he runs into. So even now, he is going to have to throw somebody in front of this guy to pop the shield. So we've burned a couple cards out of there. So this isn't too bad. We've only taken the weapon's gone now. So we took a little bit of damage, but we're okay right now. So this was a really good draw. We can go ahead and play. So we have 9 resources. We're going to go ahead and play her to heal me back to 15. We're going to go ahead and play this guy. That's going to make him have this protector card, so he has to attack it. And then we're going to go ahead and use this Shadow Word Pain to destroy this beast. Now this beast lets his other beasts attack the turn they come into play, so getting him off the board is really effective. And then we'll see what happens now. He's got 3 cards in his hand just like I do, but I'll draw up to 4. We still have... So this is a good draw. He drew Misha, which is a huge bear we'll have to deal with here shortly. And then we'll see what he wants to do about... if he wants to run into my guys or not. Because if he runs into this Darkscale Healer, both of these will have to die before she does. And if she doesn't, so that was even much better for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I think we want to silence the bear so we don't have to attack him. This will remove his taunt. Then we will say, let's go ahead and take out this wolf. because it's pumping the other attack. Oh, so here we go. This is going to do something. So there's the snakes that we're going to have to deal with, which is alright for now. It's not ideal, but we're going to go ahead and run into Misha, and go ahead and play a Yeti. We'll heal this guy, and then we'll end my turn. Now it'll either take all 3 snakes to kill this guy, or he'll have to run into him, which either way we're okay. We do have to worry about him buffing these snakes, just like that, so that was effective. See, now this is probably, so this is probably going to die now, which it happens. So we're going to take So we're going to take 10 damage this turn, putting us at 3, but then he's going to shoot us for 2, so we're going to be at 1. Oh, he's going to trade with us. That's actually much better for us. He's really going out to... Interesting. We are okay with the situation. This is much better. Him putting us at 1 actually would have been much worse for us. And that was a fantastic draw. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kill this wolf. We'll play my protector, and then we'll heal myself back to 10. And then we'll end the turn. If I was him, I probably just would have attacked me completely after he killed my protector, my taunt guy. So that was a good draw. So we're later in the game now. So we're going to go ahead and kill this guy to just keep the board state under control. Our healing can negate his ability every turn. And if he plays any huge guys, we'll be happy to take them from him. I'll see that's problematic. So we're going to have to hopefully draw a protector. He seems to think we're dead, which is most likely. Okay, so we're going to end up taking probably 7 damage, which... So what we're going to have to do is... What can we draw in our deck? We can... This will get us a free card, though we need to cast this guy. So... You know, we got to hit him for that. If we get a protector out of this, we'll be in really good shape. Unfortunately, that is not going to be what we need, and we're going to end up dying to that bow. Fortunately, he drew both of them this game, and there's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. We fought off the beast, but that bow hits for a lot, and there's not too much we can do about it. And that's going to be the game, so that's unfortunate. I think if it wasn't for that bow, we would have been in much better shape. If he would have played a large creature that we could have mind controlled or something like that. Him running into all my guys makes more sense the previous turn if he had the bow in hand. If he drew that off the top of his deck, I still think he probably should have just ran into me with all his guys and putting me at 1 and then making me deal with his creatures. But you know, it worked out for him either way. We'll play one more for this video, and then maybe we'll do what's called an arena, where we kind of build a deck on the fly. That was an unfortunate start to the night, but it happens. That bow is really good. And that silence was able to get my protector out of the way, which is, you know, it happens. Those Holy Novas, excuse me, would have been nice to see when the board was a little more packed. So we're fighting a warrior now whose ability is to give himself 2 armor, which prevents 2 damage, and that can build up. So once again, we're going to put Mind Control back in the deck. We'll keep these cards, and we'll wait for him to do the same. So this isn't too bad of a draw. We'll get our card for the turn. So we have a 2-4-4-5, which is good. But we're not going to do anything on turn 1. And see what the warrior guy decides to do. Unless he has a really good 2-drop, he's probably just going to pass. So there we go. And we'll pass again. We'll go ahead and just keep going. We don't want to throw out any of these guys onto the board until they have a target. So he's going to use the special card that you get for going second to give you an extra mana temporarily. So this guy is abused. Whenever he takes damage, you get to draw a card. So we want to keep that guy in check. So we're going to go ahead and silence him, which will then remove his ability, which makes him now just a normal 1/3. We really don't want to let our opponent have card advantage. Go ahead and play this guy. So this hand, excuse me, this hand's looking pretty good. Nothing he has on the board at the moment can kill us. This guy lets him get armor when his guys take damage, so it's possible he's going to start running into my guys, but we'll see. So he's still okay with this. And we'll see if he's going to throw. Okay, we are fine with everything that just happened, I think. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and play. We don't want to play this guy yet because he can easily kill it with this guy and his sword and then get another armor. So I think what we'll do is we will just use this and kill this guy to prevent some damage. And then we'll end the turn. And next turn we'll play our bigger protector. We'll gladly take this 3 damage and whatever else he throws out this turn. That guy's really good. It's when he takes damage, he gets bigger on one side. So we're going to go ahead and say... We're actually going to go ahead and play this Yeti. And then make it a protector. Now, if he wants to kill it, he has to run into it with everything, provided he doesn't play anything from his hand. Now, the downside to me is if this guy hits him, he's going to get bigger. He'll take 4 damage, become a 5/3, and then who knows what. So he's got to decide how he wants to deal with that larger Yeti. So he used 2 cards to get rid of that guy, which we're okay with. So that was clever. He made him really big, which is, you know, it's a problem to deal with, but we'll get around it. So I think what we want to do. We'll go ahead and play this guy. That guy's very big, so and it is a problem. And we're going to see what we can do to deal with it. We are going to go ahead and take out this guy to prevent him from getting any more armor, which is fine because we can get around armor. We'll toss a heal towards myself and go from there. We'll see what happens. We've come across some. These are different decks from what I've seen in the past. I haven't played against. I've played only against a lot of the people at this level, and these are names I'm not recognizing at the moment, so we'll see what happens. Oh, we played another one of those, which, you know, it's a thing. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what he wants to do with his gigantic dude. Interesting. Okay, so it is an issue, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and play this guy. Our Holy Nova is hit for 4 now, which we want to do a lot of things. Having 2 of these guys out is really problematic and it will cause us issues, but we'll go ahead and play it anyways. And we're going to have to accept the fact that this guy's going to have to get thrown under the bus here. And we'll end the turn. He can decide whether or not he wants to kill him or not. If he wants to run into me, provided I don't die from some blitz of cards, I will gladly deal with this guy through other means at the moment. Okay, you can play another weapon, just fine. So he's really going out of his way to keep this guy alive, which is fine. Wow, he's really going for broke. That was actually fairly decent for us because now it puts this guy, he's really pushing the damage on this guy, and it really puts us in a decent position in my opinion, because we can go ahead and play this guy and use this to get 3 health back and kill off his board. Now, we know he doesn't have any more of those 2/7 guys, which have been a pain to deal with. This guy can attack once more, take me down to 5. It's possible that I die instantaneously from whatever he's about to play, but we'll find out what he does. We'll see what he wants to, if he wants to attack me or not. Okay, so now that weapon will be gone. We're at 5, which is okay. We just have to plan on keeping healing going. So, we have a couple things we want to do. We're going to play a Yeti. We are going to play this guy to give my guys taunt. And make this guy big enough to kill this guy right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. So the question now I have now is whether or not, if I heal myself, I'm at 7. If we heal this guy, he can't kill him. Or do I just want to use this to kill him off and let him draw a card? I think we don't want to do that, so I think we're going to go ahead and... That's a good question. We'll go ahead and kill this guy now. This is kind of risky, but I'd rather make him use another card to kill this guy, rather than him getting to run his cheap little dude into it. So if he wants to attack me, he's got to get through both of these guys first, which we're okay with. These guys hit fairly hard. So that's the guy that, so that was good. He does get to kill off my guy. It's tricky with that because he gets to draw a card. And he might have an execute to kill off this guy, which if he does, oh he doesn't, he's just going to silence him. So we're okay with all these things actually, because we can do this with very little repercussions. We can go ahead and do this. We're getting rid of all the major threats other than this one guy. He's only got this guy left, and if he wants to draw a card, he's going to have to run into my Yeti, which will kill him. So I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and play this guy to draw a card. Oh, see, that was fantastic. But I think for now we'll just play this guy. make all my guys protectors again, and then heal myself for 2, and end the turn. A lot of these decks, you know, he's got 2 cards left. I have a better board state. It's all about surviving the initial onslaught to see if we can get to the end game, which we are okay with. We'll slowly recover our health. He's gotten good value out of this guy already, which is what he's meant to do. But at this point, if he wants to get cards out of it, he's going to have to run it into somebody. He's going to die next turn anyways, the creature, not him. But we'll see what he decides. Because at this point, with what I have on the board, he's only 3 turns from dying. And I have 2 really good creatures in my hand. I don't know what he has, but... well, this will be interesting. Everybody died except my Yeti, which I'm okay with. And he's going to have to trade with the Yeti. So that's fine. He's got no cards in his hand. He's drawing off the top. And we are going to go ahead and play our awesome guys and heal myself. We are in a good spot now. And barring out some crazy, fantastic cards he had us, even a huge creature, I'll just steal next turn. So at this point, he's kind of in damage control, I guess you would say. Literally trying to control my damage. We'll keep myself healed. Let's go ahead and play this guy, and we'll end the turn. I feel he really overextended with those Gurabashi Berserkers, but you know, we'll see. And you know, he still has things in this. So he did that. He broke my Divine Shield, which I'm okay with. Let's go ahead and start attacking him. Turn this game around a little bit, and we'll end the turn. We're going to save this in case he plays a guy that we want to kill that isn't worth mind controlling. So he had to take a lot of damage to get through that, and this is the exact reason why we saved this Holy Smite. Straight up 3 damage, kills that guy. We push here. This is only do 2 damage, so let's go ahead and we'll save our Dark Scale Healer in case he... you know what, no, we're just going to go ahead and play it. We're going to get out of dangerous range for now. And we'll end the turn. He's going to go straight damaging towards me, which he knows is fairly ineffective, because I can just heal it all. This weapon is not going to kill either one of these guys, so I'll heal myself just in case something crazy happens, because that's what we're worried about, crazy things at this point. This is the durability of a weapon, and every time he uses it, durability goes away. And when it hits 0, he loses the weapon, which is why they've disappeared. Oh, and that was a good draw, but I think he realizes that this is the end of the game for him. We'll acknowledge that he played a good game. And that is that game against the Warrior. It was surviving their tempo and getting back to where we wanted to go. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I have a lot of geeky hobbies, which if I do more ASMR videos, if people like them, they'll all be about playing Hearthstone or World of Warcraft, or flipping through my Magic the Gathering decks, flipping through cards and shuffling and talking about those. I hope people like this. I know that I've gotten huge benefit from watching other people's videos. I don't know how I'd relax without those. I never thought that my primary use of YouTube would be such wonderful people taking the time to make these videos. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this, and you can message me on Twitter at BehemothDan. I made a new YouTube channel to upload this to, which obviously if you're here you can probably see it. It's Behemoth ASMR. And thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody.